Well, another week, another double derby coming up. How are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, look, it's good. I think that, as we spoke about a couple of weeks back, really, there's a bit of spice with the back-to-back games. And, I'm enjoying actually getting week in, week out rugby, in all honesty. I think that the boys are enjoying that as well. I think that, having to go again on the Monday and preview, it's great. And, we've had so many gaps in the season where we haven't played for weeks. So to get back-to-back is great for everyone, really.
The Dragons, you look on paper, one win all season, haven't won for 6 months, quite a few defeats on the bounce. What challenge do they pose you this weekend?
Well, firstly, I think that, you only have to look at the quality of player they have. They have quality through their side. A number of the guys who played in the Wales team in the Six Nations, especially up front. So for us, we know it's going to be a difficult challenge. If you look at what the history of the games have been over the last couple of seasons, they've been very close games. So for us, it's a big game, a big challenge ahead of us. The last time we played them in the Rainbow Cup last year, we had 50 points put on us. So for us, it's we've concentrated on obviously prepping well for them, for the Dragons this weekend, and making sure that we're good as well, because for us, I think it's important that we keep growing our game, and we've obviously had a good victory last week. With those areas of the game we need to improve. So we're fully focused on the weekend, to be honest with you, and I'm looking forward to it.
With 3 bonus points on the bounce, 49 points in Cardiff, do you feel like with that little bit of momentum, you're on the cusp of something good for this last couple of months of the season?
Well, I think we have momentum because, the fact that we're playing regular rugby, I think that's the key for us, really. The consistency of playing is huge for everyone. I think it gets people in their stride, and, we've been, Glasgow, Africa, Italy, and 2 back-to-back in Cardiff now in consecutive weeks. So that's great from our point of view, to get that consistency, and with that you gain a bit of momentum because you actually are having to play every week.
Bit of a physical game last weekend, Dwayne. There's a bit of housekeeping. Maybe go through a couple of incidents. How are Johnny McNichol and Wyn Jones? First, they seem to have knee injuries coming off.
Yeah, they won't be available for the next couple of weeks, I don't think. So they both had scans. We'll just see, what's needed to be done on the back of that. So that's going through the medical process at the minute. We also lost Carwyn Tuipulotu in that game, post the game as well. Injury picked up in the game, so I can't see him being involved for a good couple of weeks. So that again is in the hands of the medical team. So really disappointing, really, because it's been tough for us the last 2 weeks. We picked up a fair few injuries. So it's a tough one.
And you obviously had a knock-aheads, Ryan Elias and Jack Price. How are they?
Yeah, they're both going through, obviously, the return to play protocols, and Ryan, Jack's obviously had a nasty cut in his head as well, some 30 stitches or something in his head. So look, they're okay. They're up and about, and there's no effects. They just got Ryan's obviously going through his return to play, and Jack's nursing that cut. But yeah, we'll see how they are now towards. We'll see how they are.
30 stitches. That's quite a lot, isn't it? That's quite a brutal one, isn't it?
It's okay. Isn't that pretty nasty?
Is it? On the flip side, then, Blade Thompson, Thomas Lozano obviously missed last weekend. COVID. Are they up and about and looking for selection for this week?
They're back in training, so it. Obviously disappointed for them too, because after the first Cardiff game, they were good. They were good for us, and to lose them for last week. But I thought, Dan Davis come in and Shingler done a great job in that area as well. So there's competition in that position. Obviously, Josh McLeod back in the mix as well last week. It was brilliant to see him back, having 20 minutes off the bench, and I thought that his impact, he looked full of intent. So yeah, it's good. It's good to have those headaches and good to have those competition, I suppose.
Is it fair to say you've got that competition now across the squad, Dwayne? Because you can say you can miss a couple of players like Johnny McNichol and Wyn Jones. You've got someone like Liam good slot in the fullback. You've got Robert Evans coming in. You've got people who can picking up injuries, but you've got people who are proven to come in and replace them.
Yeah, I think that that's obviously the goal. I think that there are some areas of the squad we are thin. There's no doubt about that. But the boys who have been stepping up have been performing well, and I think that from my perspective, it's the competition and training that drives that, and they're going after each other in training. So it's good to see. I think having Josh and Dan Davis, for example, and Thomas at 7. That's good quality, and they're pushing each other hard for that slot, really.
So just as clarity, just in terms of Ryan Elias and Jack Price, you've obviously got an extra day, you've got a captain's run. Are they in the mix for Saturday at the moment, or are you looking for them for next week?
Jack's probably more in the mix than Ryan, in all honesty. So obviously Ryan's not, but they have been on the field today doing the skill work, etc. So it's we'll see how it unfolds.
How does that leave you at hooker?
Yeah, it's okay. Well, look, Sean played well when he came on last week. I thought he's done a very good job. Dav Hughes is available and fit again. So this week you've got 3 good operators there, really.
Lovely. Thank you, Dwayne. Good luck on the weekend.
Hi, Dwayne. Mark, it is. Thanks. Dwayne, how difficult is it to assess actually where the Scarlets are? You've had this significant upturn after a difficult time in South Africa.
Yeah, I think, look, in terms of the South African trip to start, I think obviously the Bulls game was a beating. That's the honest truth. We were second best for everything in the Bulls, but the Sharks game, I thought we probably should have been further ahead at half time than we were, and it was a very competitive game, if I'm honest, Mark. So albeit that the Bulls game was a 50-pointer, and that we'll take that on the chin. I didn't think that the South African trip was a negative one for us, because I thought in the Sharks game we were very competitive. And in terms of what we got out of the trip and the work we put in there, is very valuable for us in terms of the group. Where we are now, I think that we've had the ability to play a few games, so and the derbies add a bit of spice to it, really. And I think that we've spoken about our want to finish on top of obviously the Welsh Shield and to see where we go in the league, and that's our goal. Week in, week out, we want to be performing, and we've got a big challenge ahead of us this week, because there's no doubt about it. The Dragons will come down here and they want to climb into us, and that's what we prep for.
What has pleased you most over the last 3 games?
I think we've shown a better maturity in terms of the way we want to play. If you think back to games we played, the Sharks game maybe won, the Connacht game especially. I thought, the Ulster game where we were right in the mix, and a few errors let us down. I think that we've been smart in our decisions, and we've taken opportunities when they've come. So I think from maturity of the team and the togetherness that we've shown in the last sort of while has been good. So that's what's pleased me. Boys have had opportunities. Young boys have come into the team and really put their hands up and been worn the shirt and vying for position. So from my end, they've applied themselves really well, and up until now, they've had decent reward. It looks like they've enjoyed their rugby.
Oh, you mentioned Johnny McNicholl there and Wyn Jones. How serious are those bumps according to the initial sort of look at the scans, and are they serious enough to be a concern for Wales this summer?
Yeah, potentially. I think obviously it's time with these things. It's very, very new at the minute, the injuries. So I can't really comment properly on how long they're going to be until I know more, Mark, in all honesty. They won't be available this week. So we'll just have to see how that pans out. I'm sure the next week will be key for them, for those injuries.
So it's a 3-part of this question. How pleased were you with Liam last week? Terrific performance, really, under the circumstances, I thought. And young Joe Roberts, how much of a prospect do you see him shaping up as? And then one on John Davis, really. He's returned to some kind of form. And if you were Wales coach, Dwayne, would you take him to South Africa? So there's a lot for you there.
Yeah, it's loaded. That's 4, not 3.
Start with Liam then.
Right, Liam. Yeah. So look, I thought he played really well. I think that it's something I spoke to him, and obviously I spoke to the press after. Like the big thing for me with Liam is that he's obviously a fantastic player, skill set, etc. But probably what stood out for everyone is his edge. When he carries a bit of edge about him. He's tough, he's abrasive, and that's what I think that everyone loves to see from him. And undoubtedly had that in the weekend. And I think that it's important for him, as it is important for us as well, that he finishes his Scarlet career in that vein. The vein he's always played. When he has been at the front and leading and abrasive in contact, abrasive in tackles, and obviously this try of the weekend typified what he's about really. He's very tough and very, because there's not much of him, to be fair, but I think like when he's a very difficult guy to handle when he's at full steam. So for me, I think that's the big thing, that he finishes the next couple of weeks and in that vein of form, and I know he's got the bit between his teeth to do that. So obviously it was nice to see that on the weekend. Joe Roberts, yeah, look, he's one I've liked since I've been here. In all honesty, I didn't know too much about him before I came here. I knew he'd had an injury history and a couple of years back, and he hit his knee, and he came through the academy. But these guys impressed me. Had a bit of a knee issue around Christmas time, which has dampened his season a bit, but he's back now in good form. And yeah, look, he's young and he'll take time, but I think his ceiling is high. He's quick and he's aggressive. So looking forward to having more time with him on the park, really. In all honesty, I think that he'll fit nicely in that 13. He can play 12 as well, play on the wing. So he's got that physicality about him, which I quite like. Foxy obviously played well in the weekend, and he's the captain of the club, and he delivered that performance as captain on the weekend. He led well all week. Spoke well. We're fortunate really to have had him last week, Scotty in the weeks previous, really, in that centre position of really led from the front and demanded standards. And that's what he does. So look, I was delighted for him. I thought he played well in a couple of breaks, nice outside breaks. And he got rewarded with a try and a little celebration for Cubby at the end as well, which was good.
Wel, Dwayne, beth yw'r teimladau te yn edrych ymlaen i darbi arall yn ymwneud â y dreigiau te?
Ie, edrych ymlaen yn fawr. Fi'n credu bod fi'n hoff iawn o bod ni'n cael rygbi yn wythnosol nawr. Hwna'n ei gwaniaeth mawr i ni fel garfan. Oherwydd bod os neb yn hoffi cael seibiant yn y tymor, a fi'n credu bod ni'n gallu cael gêm yn wythnosol yn dda i'r garfan a cael bach o momentum.
Fi'n siŵr bod ti'n rhywun positif iawn, ond bydde ti wedi darogan 3 buddugoliaeth a pwyntiau bonus cyn chwarae'r darbys diwetha yma?
Mae'n rhaid siarad fod yn positif. Amlwg yn falch iawn bod ni wedi cael buddugoliaethau ni. O'n i'n ystyried bod ni'n mynd i fod yn gemau anodd. Gollon ni'r 2 ddarbi blwyddyn diwetha i Gaerdydd, felly na ddim bwysig bod ni'n cael y buddugoliaeth. Mi'n talu pwyth i'r chwaraewyr i fod yn deg, achos maen nhw wedi ymroi ar y cam arfer, a felly maen nhw'n talu pwyth yn ôl wedyn, so maen nhw'n mynd i'r gemau.
A maen nhw wedi bod yn buddugoliaethau eitha swmpus yn y diwedd. Ble ti'n rhoi, ble mae'r gyfrinach i beth sydd wedi bod yn digwydd da chi yn ddiweddar, Dwayne?
Fi'n credu bod ffitrwydd dda da ni, i fod yn onest, a fi'n credu bod y bois yn barod i gweithio i gilydd. Fi'n credu bod hwnna'n peth hollol bwysig, bod nhw'n ymroi at y tîm, a mae hwnna wedi dangos yn ymwedig yn yr haneri le falle ar dechrau'r gêm diwetha ni wedi bod tu ôl iddi ar 20 munud a wedyn a dod nôl yn gryf mewn i'r gêm, felly mae hwnna'n rhoi peth i fi bod nhw'n bolon gweithio'n galed at ei gilydd.
Be ti wedi wneud o dreigiau te blwyddyn yma, Dwayne? Ti'n ar bapur, falle, bod nhw ddim di, wel, yn ar y cae falle, un buddigoliaeth maen nhw wedi gael, ond dyn nhw'n well na hwnna, neu fel i ti'n edrych arno nhw cyn chwarae disadon yma?
O'r credu bod tîm dda nhw i ddechrau, mae chwaraewyr dda gen nhw ar bapur, byddwch chi'n edrych ar eu tîm nhw, byddwch chi'n meddwl, mae lot o chwaraewyr dda gyda nhw. Felly, mae ni'n mynd i fod yn barchus iawn o'n paratoadau ni, oherwydd bod ni wedi colli nhw yn ddiweddar o 50 pwynt hefyd, diwedd am o'r diwetha, felly mae hwnna'n dal yn meddyliau'r boes. Felly mae hwnna dda i fi bod hwnna dal yn meddyliau'r boes, so mae ni'n lle mas a rhoi perfformio dda getre.
Ie, a wyt ti'n disgwyl i nhw falle troi lan falle, achos fel tîm sydd wedi colli lot o gemau, odi'r pwysau bant o nhw a falle pwysau arno chi i gario ymlaen y rediad arbennig o dda yma?
O, benda mae pwysau arno ni, fi'n credu bod mae'r ffaith bod Simpson ni'n moyn cwetwrth o ni bod y pwysau arno ni, ni moyn war y gytre, ni moyn ennill gêm, mae rhaid i ni ennill y gêm. A na'r pwysau sy'n arno ni, felly mae rhaid ni sylweddoli a cymeryd hwnna, rili. A edrych ymlaen i roi perfformio'r mewn. Chi'n moyn fod y tîm, chi'n moyn fod un o'r tîmau gorau, mae rhaid bod y pwysau arno chi, os mae pawb moyn dod fan hyn y curo ni, felly mae rhaid ni cymeryd hwnna.
Maen nhw wedi bod yn gemau gorfforol yn ddiweddar. Os yna unrhyw concern ynglyn â anafiadau wrth edrych ymlaen, os yna rai chwaraewyr falle sydd ddim ar gael?
Os mi'n y ddoi, chi'n amlwg o gêm wrth ystwetha, Johnny McNichol a Wyn Jones wedi mynd off o anafiadau, Carwyn Tupeloto hefyd, felly bydd nhw ddim ar gael wythnos hyn, felly mae'n cyfle i rhywun arall i ddod mewn a wisgo'r Cris. Mae'r competition sydd gyda ni o fewn y garfan ar y funud yn uchel. Felly mae pawb yn ysu i cael gwisgo a rhoi i trod o'r ymlaen.